Hey guys, welcome back. It's Big Nate. Today we're going to take a look at the MEGA CONSTRUX Pro Series Train Heist. This is a set that I picked up a few years ago. I've been wanting to build it. It's been sitting in my backlog and I decided to finally break it out earlier this week. So here's a quick review on the book and the build, and just the overall experience and the enjoyment I had of putting this one together. So the book's very nicely illustrated. The instructions are very simple. There's a catalog in the back of all the parts like there would be in other brands. The bags are numbered, pretty straightforward. Their bags all come with separate numbers. They don't have multiple of the same number. They do have a few bags that are not numbered though, that have the specialty and the custom parts for the set. So this bag you'll need to open first. So as you can see here, the minifigs, the train wheels, the custom printed parts for the set are all in that first bag. Quick look at the minifigs. Always love megabloks figures. They're a lot more articulate than other brands. Very well detailed. The horses are very nice also. Quick look at some of the accessories. The guns, knives, ammunition for the cannon. I opened the bag that had the custom parts in it. They have a brick separator. It's a little different mold from other brands, but it works very well. It's got the little orange part on top there. You can pop the bricks out. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and separate these parts out to make it easier to find them as I needed them. So here's a look at some of the custom printed tiles and some of the custom molds that are used on this set. Like I said, everything's printed, so there's not a sticker sheet with this. There's one thing I do like about the more expensive sets from Mega, is that they do not incorporate stickers in everything. And as you can see here, the articulation on the figures. Another cool little part they put in these larger ProBuilder sets is this two-piece little gadget you pop together here, and this is used to hold the pages on the instruction booklet so you don't lose your place. And it just slides real easy on whichever side you like. I will note, once you get about halfway through the book, you have to switch it over because it only opens up so far. It only holds about 20 pages at most. So we're going to look at bag one. This seems to be all the chassis for the train cars. Pretty simple. Going to build 8 copies of the same thing. And pretty simple build. A couple of modified parts on the sides to add a little texture, I guess, layout of how the parts were. Just a couple of plates, couple of modified plates, wheels snap on. Parts on the sides to add a little detail to them. Modified tile on top. Nothing extravagant, nice easy build. Here's a look at that from the side. I did say we were going to build 7 of these. We ended up, well, the last one did not have the side details on it, as that is the wheel chassis that goes on the front of the locomotive. So that has got less detail than the others. So unfortunately, these do not fit on standard Lego track, which is a disappointment because I was hoping to modify this and maybe run it on my layout. But they are 7 studs wide, not 6. And yeah, it doesn't fit. So if you're going to display this, you can force it down on top so it has track under it, but like I said, the inside of the wheels are not sitting on top of the track. I did take one of these apart and look at trying to modify it to fit within the 6 stud. But yeah, this little part of the wheel here and that modified plate, it's just, you'd have to find a wheel with either half of that axle room. I'm not sure what the inside of that wheel would be called, but the shaft that's there on the inside of the wheel. But You can see there when I lay the track in front of it, it's a stud too wide. That's disappointing. Oh well, we're moving on to bags. I believe that was 3 and 4. Oh, so I thought I was missing some parts, and then I realized I found a third bag that had some custom parts in it. And remember, I said you had to open the unnumbered bags first. So I found the parts I was missing. This is a look at the bottom half of the engine. We're moving on to bags 4 and 5. Now we're starting to get the top half of the engine built. Looking pretty good, very solid build. Got a few details in there so far, not too extravagant yet. Got the main wheels attached. I will say, if you do find a way to make this motorized or to run this on track, you will have to modify this front chassis. It moves very little and it keeps getting stuck on the bricks there on the front of the engine. So that would have to be something else that would need to be addressed. And then the main 4 wheels, they look great. Only problem I had was one of them had no clutch at all. 3 of them stayed on tight, and one of them just, I don't know if it was the mold of that wheel or if it was that end of that Technic axle, but not a big deal if it's not running around a whole lot. And here we are taking another look. Oh, I was going to say something about these brown parts. So they have these off-colored bricks they have you put inside of the build just for stability. And then you actually are told to remove them later in the instructions. So that brown brick in the front was underneath to hold the build level. And then the brown bricks in the back there to hold the sides apart while you're putting on the roof. So there we go, almost complete on the engine. Getting some more of the details now. Looking very nice. Those printed tiles on the side, a lot of small detail inside the engine controls there. Even a handbrake. Looks really good. Here's a look at the coal tender. This is mostly a snot build. Everything on around the sides and the back are pretty much built sideways. There is a door for a tank there on top to make a sort of a tank. And then a nice big printed tiles on the sides. And 2 chassis on the bottom. That 2x2, that round 2x2 on the bottom limits how much the wheels can turn. May need to modify that if you're going to choose to try to run this on track. It does roll nicely by itself. Let's take a look at how it looks behind the engine. Moving on to bags 13 and 14. These are the bags for the flatbed car. That's going to hold the shipping crates and the cannon. Here it is built. Pretty simple build. One thing I will note is that the middle plate on mine did not have the same marbled texture as the other 2 plates, so I was a little disappointed the colors didn't match. These shipping crates are pretty cool. They're just 2 parts. They mimic the Halo shipping crates I've seen before in the past. And then the little boxes are actually soft rubber. And on the bottom of this, those rounded 2x2s are limiting the wheel turn again, but not a big deal. I didn't actually check to see what the radius would have been if you'd left those in. Close up look at the cannon. A lot of detail on this, a lot of small parts being used. Really cool build, and they you can put it on the flatbed, and there are some rope parts and like rubber rope parts in here that you can use to tie it down. All right, we are moving on to bags 15 and 16 for the Caboose. Nice little build. Got some cute details on it. I like the ends there. They're using the pipe and the small parts to make like a bar on each end. It also adds a little bit of support. One thing I will note is the red bricks. The plastic used on these did not match up completely on all of the molds. It does have 3 doors on it to open and close. Like the details in the back here, the little handbrake wheel. And then the roof can come off and the sides open up for play function where you can actually perform the heist, as the safe is going to go in the back of the Caboose here, right by that little wood burning stove. Nice detail print on the safe. And on the inside of the safe are going to be a couple of bars of gold. So you've got some playability with this. You can make a story out of it. Next thing to do is to use these little T's we've built to put the cars together. One there I've put in already. And they're pretty simple. You just line them up and they just drop in, and they hold it well. Quick look at the extra parts. Comes out that you put a lot of them in the coal tender. I guess they're supposed to be like wood blocks for the fire. And then these other ones, I missed a step. I didn't realize what these were, and they are actually supposed to be holding the ammunition inside one of the storage crates for the cannon. And not too many small parts left. Pretty standard for about this size set. And here's a look at all parts of the train together. Like I said, beautiful build, pretty sturdy. Instructions are pretty easy. I set up a little scene so we could take some photos and take another look at it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my brief video. I appreciate you watching. Please consider dropping a like or a subscription, and I will catch you on the next video.